Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of Memoria Mortis, our single-player Dungeons & Dragons campaign. I am here with my lovely girlfriend, Mizzy.
Hello.
Please introduce yourself once again for those that that don't know who you are and what you do while I do something.
I'm Easy and I play video games a lot.
All right, there you go. Excellent introduction. Okay, I fixed what I had to fix. Welcome in, guys. Before we begin and before we get into the session, just got a few things to mention. First of all, I'd like to remind you guys that these single-player campaigns are focused on helping people learn a little bit about D&D. And so our focus is going to, sometimes go a little bit slower on the mechanics so that people may learn. And also, that also means that you guys can ask questions, and those questions will be answered at the end of the session on our Q&A segment. So if you want to ask a question and you're watching this live on Twitch right now, you may do so using the channel point reward that says question thing. I ask that you use this so that the questions are saved for me to look at then towards the end. These questions can be about anything. It can be a D&D mechanic you didn't quite understand. It can be anything about the world that you didn't quite understand or that you want to know a little bit more about. Or about the character, and Mizzy will answer. Literally anything you can possibly conceive, you may ask. Now, after that, I would also like to remind you guys that these do go up on YouTube. So the VODs of these live streams are up there, and they can be enjoyed over yonder on the YouTube scenery, if you would prefer to consume them as such. They are always uploaded on the day after we are live. Finally, I also want to take this moment. I will do this Saturday as well, but I want to take this moment to thank you for over 1,000 views on episode 1 of Requiem. Requiem is our 5-player, level 11 so far campaign that we're running on Saturdays as well. So yeah, thank you very much for the support on that. All right, I think I've said everything that I needed to say, which means we should be ready to begin. Honey, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Right, then let's do the and get into the correct mood for a quick little recap of what happened in the previous episode. Alright, so on the first episode of Memoria Mortis, we met Gael, a farmer girl living in the small town of Sorenshire. She lived with her grandpa, Eldwulf. They had a little farm, a little vegetable garden, and we got to know her. We got to meet her a little bit as she was sleeping on the grass near her house. She was having a dream of a war, a battlefield that she was never a part of, and that dream seemed to have affected her, or seemed to affect her, during the rest of the day. That day was the day of the Ornseelfest, a celebration in Sorenshire of one of their heroes, or, well, the myth of a hero. She gathered up with her friends. She played a bunch of festival games, stuck daggers in targets. But then, after a while, her friends had an idea. See, the Lord of Fort Flameshield, Lord Ivan, had come into Sorenshire to join the celebration as a special guest of the Baron, Baron Aelfric Blackwood. And so, he had brought treasure as an offering to the Baron. That treasure was stored in the Blackwood Manor, which was a little ways away from town. So our intrepid group of friends, led by Rosie and Gael, made their ways over there with their sights on that same treasure. They managed to infiltrate the castle, surprisingly enough. But just when all the shinies were in their grasp, an explosion fired off in the distance. Smoke, flame coming from the town of Sorenshire that made them rush back as fast as they could. Amidst the flames, while moving through town, Gael saw soldiers attack the citizens, attack the soldiers of Lord Ivan. These masked men wearing bronze and brass masks with horrid expressions, enveloped in smoke. She even managed to save Hugo. Someone of her age, and a member of I wouldn't say a gang, but a group of people in Sorenshire, which they go by Godric's gang, since they are Godric Blackwood, one of the Baron's sons. They are his group. So she saved him and then moved on through town to see if she could make it to her home. Once she could see her home in the outskirts of the village, she saw it in flames. And jumping in over the fence to try to get to her home, to try to see if her grandpa was fine, she was met with 5 of those assassins. She fought bravely, and amid that fight, a new power was revealed in her. She then went inside after these assassins mysteriously escaped, after Gael defeated the one that was trying to humiliate her. She went inside the house. She found her grandpa. But sadly, it was too late. And while on her lap and while she was holding his head, he said his last words and took his last breath. Now, Gael, you sit there with the flames roaring behind you, your house on fire, with Rosamund, your friend, holding you while you hold the lifeless body of your grandfather. You notice other noise around you that is not the flames, but commotion, and you lift up your head to look, just reacting to whatever was coming, thinking that maybe you were still in danger, as you see a horse, you see men wearing reds and whites that begin kind of surrounding the city, or excuse me, the house. This man on a horse steps through the fence to your house, and you don't exactly pay attention, but you hear his voice first ask, "Men, please, if you could, try to quell the flames." And you hear him hop off the horse as a figure kneels down next to you and Rosamund. You see the left side of this man's face covered in a leather mask and with like a few strands of hair that seem more scarce on the left side of his face, and long black hair on the other side. You see he's wearing a leather armor, but also leather straps and braces, and his left arm is now exposed, and it is covered in kind of leather braces with metallic hinges almost. And you have seen this man. You have seen this man in the parade when he arrived in Sorenshire and was behind Lord Ivan. Mm-hmm. And as he kneels down, he goes, "Oh, I am terribly sorry for your loss. Are you alright?
I'm not really.
Rosie goes, she's wounded. And immediately the man grabs something in his pouch. He grabs these 2 flasks and gives them to you and says, here, please, drink these. They will make you feel better. I made them myself. And he gives you 2 potions of healing.
Cool.
For you to drink in front of him.
I don't know if Gael trusts him. She has a lot on her head right now.
All right.
Can I do an insight check?
Sure. Go ahead. Roll an insight check for me.
That's not good. 11.
The man seems honest, and he seems concerned for you. And given the gaping wounds you have on your side from the fight you just had, it just seems like a gesture of kindness.
Okay. I drink them.
All right, you drink the potions, and you feel your wounds begin to seal as he goes.
Can I
Yeah.
try to give one to my grandfather?
You sure can. Do you want to?
Yes, I want to try.
All right. You open the bottle and force it down your grandfather's gullet. He kind of that man and Rosie both look at you and look at your grandfather and expectant.
Please. I'm right here, Gramps, please.
He seems to be gone.
What do I do now, sir?
He goes, well, I was only stricken by the situation. I wouldn't know what to do, but maybe bury your grandfather. But if you would permit this, please. I have only a question. Who was it that did that? And he points at the body of the man you killed.
Well, it was me. He was standing beside. He was standing in front of me, and my grandpa. I had to come in.
It's fine. It's all right. You did well in trying to get to your family. I understand it perfectly, more than you would know. Well, either way, I will give you your time to bury your dead. My men will remain here and try to quell the flames.
Granddad.
Your grandfather, excuse me. My men will stay here and do their best. But I urge you to do something. In the morning, go to the town square and look for me. There is something I would like to discuss with you.
Okay.
All right. And he kind of gives you a bow and nods at Rosie.
Sorry, what's your name?
I am Morden Sullen.
Okay.
All right. And he leaves, hops on his horse. He signals his men to approach further, to approach the house in higher numbers. And it's at that moment that you see this feline creature jump inside the space with red fur and like bright green eyes, and like the fur is kind of spiky at the back, and it is like growling at the man. The man just leaves on his horse, and Rosamund is looking at that creature and signals the creature towards the house, and you see the creature begin to slowly stand and walk on 2 feet as the fur recedes and the spikiness remains, but on this red mane of hair from Rosamund's mother.
Sexy.
You see Ellenel Warwick, and she goes, "I'll put down the fire. Please, assist me if you will, but allow me to take this one." And she begins waving off her hands and in these sort of very gentle, swaying movements as they kind of glow green, and the flames begin to slowly subside. It will take hours for her to complete this, maybe. But she is doing her best right now, as you are there, still holding your grandfather.
Yeah, I'm not going to leave him right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll just wait for her to finish while I mourn.
That is what I wanted to ask you. How does Gael feel? What is going through Gael's mind in this moment?
Well, he was very old already, so she was expecting for him to die soon. Because, well, from what she knows, people don't live forever. And everyone on the village, they usually die when the age my grandfather was. Sorry.
That is the craziest thing to say. You're making Gael sound clinically insane right now. She knows that people die. Like it's something that she knows. Because people usually
die around her.
Yeah, usually when people are old, they die. She knows that. You're making her sound clinically insane.
I was thinking like if they were all elves, they would die very older than my grandpa. So
right,
that was what I wanted to say.
Exactly, but just the way you were putting it sounded like you were insane. Or like you're like a child or something. And I don't think Gail's a child, right? Yeah, so
Okay.
That was funny.
So Gail knows people die.
This is actually Harley Quinn. This is what's happening here.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. So she was expecting, but shut up, I'm tired. Okay. What she didn't expect was it to die this way. Stop laughing.
I'm sorry. It's like I'm tired too. Why can it only be you? Okay, yeah.
So she's very confused about who are those men.
Woo! Okay, guys, we can do this. Okay, back in it. Back in it, okay. Guys.
Who are those men? Why me? Why my grandfather? And why did they call me hairskell and bitch? That's what she's intrigued about. She's obviously very sad because from what she can remember, she only lived with her grandfather. Oh, grandfather.
Oh, it came out, the Irish. You're surprising yourself.
She only lived with her grandfather, and she now has nothing because everything is burned. I believe all of the farm as well, not only the house.
Correct.
So she lost pretty much everything, all of her stuff, grandfather, and
It's funny how you say the stuff first and then the grandfather.
because I already talked about the grandfather before the stuff.
I know.
My God. And right now, she just wants to have a proper burial, a proper. She wants to honor the man that rescued her, that that adopted her when she didn't know anything. She didn't know what she was, or who she was. So right now she's just waiting and everything going through her mind.
All right. You mentioned you wanted to give your grandfather a proper burial. And as those hours pass, as Rosie just sits there in silence with you, it comes a moment where the soldiers around and the men around will help you prepare this burial. How would you like it to be?
I was thinking it should be near it should be near the house, right? I was thinking like behind the house, near the farm, maybe his favorite place to be, where he used to sit down to catch some sun, or just thinking about life.
So in the Righteous Flames religion, it is common that you burn your dead.
Grandfather.
You're dead. Not your dad, you're dead. My God. This is hard today, huh? I'm sorry, guys. We'll get there. We're getting there, guys.
Yes.
It is common that you bury your dead. Or, excuse me, that you burn your dead. But Eodwulf, your grandfather, was not, or did not adhere. Yeah, he did not adhere to this religion. So, would you like to do something, regarding his religion, or regarding Herr Skellen's religion, regarding yours? Which would be that?
Well, we always got pretty much along. No, wait, stop.
Today is just a disaster.
My cat doesn't stop. Even though he was not from my religion, my religion is to Rauno.
Yeah.
He respected me, and he followed some of my traditions, just for the sake of respecting me, and right. Random Portuguese there. So I will do the roundaway.
All right, very well. So you set up a pyre for your grandfather. There is this powder that is spread, this material that is spread around the pyre. But a beautiful yet simple pyre is made with wood gathered around by the soldiers. Is there anything you want to bury him with? Or actually burn him with?
Well, I don't have anything with myself. Everything was on the house. In the house.
Is there anything you want to look for that would be his?
Did you talk about any...
I didn't. I'm asking you.
Oh, okay.
He's your family and your character,
He was always with the book.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to find the book.
Well, the book was like the worst thing you could come up with, because it most certainly burned in the giant fire that was at his home.
My God.
You could not have improvised a worse thing for the scenario. You could have not.
I won't bury anything with him. He's going alone.
Oh man, damn. All right, so.
But I want to say something.
Yeah, exactly. But give me a second. The pyre is placed where you wanted it to be, in the place where he would sit down and read that book that burned. All the men gather around. Your friend Rosie and her mother as well. And a torch is given to you.
Hi, Grampy. I'm sorry I wasn't here. I could have saved you if I was. Thank you. Thank you for finding me and for taking care of me when I didn't know how to do that. And thank you for being the person you were. You were very kind to everyone. And you taught me to be like that as well. Good cat. And I will honor you by being the best person I can be. And I will try to find my purpose in this life. Because until now, I thought my purpose was to take care of you. Now I lost it. I lost that purpose. And I failed. So, in this life, if we lose a purpose, well, we gotta find a new one. Or life gets boring, right? I will try. And you will be in my mind every day. Goodbye, Grampy.
You place the torch on the pyre, and as the flame catches, you see the flame begin to take this white coloration as that substance they had spread around takes effect, coloring the flame with that bright white light of Rauno. And just as it is at its highest point, the sun begins coming up as it is dawn. We're gonna say that in the time that it took to take down the fire and for the men to prepare the pyre, that you managed to achieve a long rest.
Yay!
But dawn comes. It is a new day, marked by the white flame that your father or grandfather has now become.
Where did I sleep?
The ground? Grass? You were napping in the grass before waking up the day before.
Oh, true. Ah, it's fine.
You're a farmer girl. You can sleep anywhere.
New day. God damn it. What the fuck am I supposed to do now? Oh, right. Madam Sullen of...
Morden. Yes.
Morden. Morden.
Morrdan. Mordan.
Morden. Oh. Grandpa, I know you're not here, but I will probably talk to you every day. Okay. Let's go try to talk to Morden.
All right. So, you leave your grandfather behind.
Jesus, don't say it like that.
It's true. You leave your grandfather behind as the white flames subside and the pyre finally comes to, or the fire comes to a halt. and you go back inside town. And you see the aftermath of yesterday's attack. The houses are blackened. There's wooden signs, beams, debris spread around the road. There are people cleaning the streets and looking at their houses, crying. Finally, you reach town square. A bunch of horses are hitched to the stage that was set up at the center. There are people and soldiers moving around, carrying the wounded, bandaging people. You see at the center, at that stage, Lord Ivan and Lord Aelfric yelling out commands and talking to people while surrounded by Godric, Godwin, Sebastian, and monstrous Edith. Eventually, a group of 3 comes rushing towards you. And you see Rosie and Felton and Oswald, and they all just rush towards you and hug you really tightly. And Felton goes, I'm so sorry, Gael. I heard what happened. I'm truly terribly sorry for Grandpa Eodwulf.
Is your family okay?
Yes. Fortunately, both mother and father made it out of the house. But it was set aflame as well. All of our crops, in fact, were set aflame. It's, this might be, some rough times ahead. And then Oswald goes, Oh, Gael, I heard you had to fight. Are you alright? For sure.
I am right now. I'm devastated, but well, physically I'm okay. I think I can walk. I'm not burned, so I guess I can say I'm okay.
And as you begin talking about your emotions, you notice that your friends around you, the way they're looking at you, it's almost as if they expect you to be crying, to be, in fact, devastated, but show it. And inside, there's something stirring within you. There's a feeling in the back of your mind that it doesn't, well, it allows you to feel it, but it gives you this sense of purpose. This sense of this was a necessary moment, a phase of your life that ended, and a death that was and always will be remembered by you, but that now marks a new stage of your life. You see them impressed by how quickly you are dealing with it. And as you kind of dissociate for a moment and realize, almost seeing yourself in third person, and you process these feelings at this lightning speed, you see the man from the day before approach you, Morden. And as he approaches you, he goes, "Good morning. It is good to see you here. Oh, I see your friends are here. Greetings, I am Morden Sullen. I am Lord Ivan's second in command. I realize now I had not introduced myself to you yet." And he looks at Felton and Oswald, and they go, "Oh, my name is Felton. This is Oswald. We're the Cunningham brothers." "Oh, this is a pleasure to meet you, Felton and Oswald. Well, Gael, if you wouldn't mind, accompanying me, I would like to introduce you to Lord Ivan.
Sure.
And Rosie goes, hey, what about us? I'd like to enlist in the army as well. Are you taking Gael because you're taking her to the army? And Morden goes, that can only be her choice. However, if you wish to enlist, I would ask you, please, to do so at the desk over there. So that
Rosie is very capable, more capable than me.
Even better. Just move yourself to the desk, enlist, and let our captain analyze your request, and perhaps you will join our forces too. And Rosie she looks at you and says, you better not leave without me.
I would never. You're my best friend.
All right. Off you go then.
Well, thank you.
That's Rosie. That's Rosie. Morden kind of puts his arm around you, and he walks you up through the town square and straight up the stage where all the lords kind of look over a table with a map. As you approach the Blackwoods, so Aelfric, Godric, and Godwyn, Sebastian, and then Edith, all give you a look of disdain and a raised eyebrow, while
I give them back the same look.
Lord Ivan stands up, straight, even extra, to greet you. You see now his face up close, bald head, the thick lips, and the beard that frames the chin, and the strong square jaw that you had seen at a distance, but now the face covered in scars, deep set scars, old scars. Morden goes, my lord, this is the woman I spoke of. She might be of help to us if you would allow her presence. And he goes, good morning, miss. I am Lord Ivan Liamhan, commander of Fort Flameshield. May I ask your name?
Good morning. My name is Gael.
Well, my condolences first and foremost, Miss Gael. I am deeply sorry for your loss.
Me too.
Morden informed me, of what happened. As I understand, yesterday you had an encounter with some of the forces that attacked your good town. I would ask that you describe exactly what you saw.
It's kind of a blur right now, but there were 5 men. One of them seemed to be the leader. He wore cloak, a red cloak. They were all red, right?
Yeah.
But that one seemed to be the leader, and I killed one of them.
And in this fight, could you describe more precisely what happened?
Well, I arrived at my house and they were all there. They seemed like they were waiting for me. And they knew my grandfather too. And they wouldn't let me go inside the house. But then the moment I killed one of them, they ran away.
Exactly that. They ran away. Well, interesting. Many soldiers died at the hands of these men. Many more were hurt. Yet here you are.
It's the power of love.
Could be. Before I share anything else with you, I would like to ask you if you would join us in our quest for revenge, so that all the fallen of Sorenshire may rest knowing that these ruthless invaders have felt Rauno's righteous flame. And as he offers this, Godric, one of the Blackwood twins, kind of steps up and he goes, "My Lord Ivan, I urge you to reconsider. This woman is but a peasant. She worked old Eodwulf's garden. She knows nothing of combat." And he's immediately interrupted by Morden. "Although your knowledge in combat may seem far superior, Lord Godric, I would like to remind you that even your incredible might couldn't fell a single one of the attackers in the same way that this peasant has." And he kind of and steps back. And Lord Ivan kind of, you see a little smirk curl up his lips as he says, "As it stands, I happen to agree with Lord Morden. So, what do you say, Miss Gael?"
I'm sorry, I was thinking saying something, but I won't. That might be my purpose. Can I bring someone with me?
Depends. Who would you like to bring with you?
Rosamund? Is it his name? Rosamund.
And Morden
If
goes,
I can bring the rest, it's cool, but
well, if our captain finds her combat capabilities satisfactory, then surely you can bring your friend with you. I would urge caution. You have proven yourself in combat. You have proven your own grit. You have done something that a lot could not have even dreamed of, apparently. And he kind of looks around at his own knights, and he says, "Apparently I have not trained them well enough. But we will see what we can do. Will you join so that I may share whatever else we know?"
I will.
And he extends your hand, or his hand, out to you.
I extend my hand, and I shake it very hard.
All right.
Very firm.
He shakes it firmly as well, and he says, "Good. We appreciate your commitment, Miss Gael. Please, accompany Lord Morden and I." And he turns back and heads off the stage. Do you follow them?
Yeah.
As you are following them, you see Rosie get to the desk of the captain before her mother comes from behind and grabs her, and you see them both arguing at that point.
Wait, am I going only with Morden?
You're going with Morden and Lord Ivan.
Can you wait a little bit?
Sure.
Just a second. And I run fast to Rosie.
Yeah, and you hear them arguing. And you see her mother, Ellenel, kind of scolding her and telling her that she will not join the army. And as
what's her name? Sorry.
Ellenel.
Please, Miss Ellenel, please.
Hi, Gael.
Please. Lord Molden and Lord Ivan.
Ivan and Morden,
Ivan.
yes.
They asked me to join them in a mission. I don't know if I can say what I'm going to, but they said that I could bring Rosie with me. They said I was very capable, and I think Rosie is too.
Ellenel goes, "Gael, sweetheart, this is not our way. My family for generations have been protectors of nature, avoided conflict. This war is not our war. It is not Rosie's war. And I don't want her to get hurt.
But she can save so many people.
Gael, whatever you accomplished yesterday, I hope you consider the impact that it will have on you. Whether you like it or not, you took a life. And I don't want Rosie to feel that ever. And you see Rosie wanting to intervene, and Ellenel just places her hand kind of, over her or in front of her and goes, Gael, you have been Rosie's best friend ever since you've come here. Would you want her to feel what you felt when you killed that man?
I didn't feel anything. It was in defense. I wanted to save my grandfather.
Would you want her to kill another man? Or person?
If it is to protect other people.
What is this war about?
We don't know.
How can you protect people if you don't even know what you're fighting for? This is not our war, Gael. I will not have my child be involved here. You're protecting them from nothing. You're only letting the war go.
I would say that your daughter is old enough to decide for herself.
And you would be wrong in saying that.
Then you're a terrible mother.
And you're an even more terrible friend if you wish to take her to war. I will not hear any more from you. And she grabs Rosie and leaves.
I just say like a silence goodbye to Rosie.
And Rosie, you see her kind of holding back tears as she waves off as well. And Felton approaches. Gael, as much as I would have liked you two to stay together, you have to understand that Ellenel's right here. Maybe you've gotten involved in this and you have more on the line than Rosie ever will. Rosie didn't know what she was getting into. She only wanted to fight.
I don't know what I'm getting into. That's why it's so exciting. I have nothing left here. Well, she has. But I don't.
Then there you go. They're
Oh, the
waiting
timing
for
of
you.
Music.
They're waiting for you, Gael.
Well, goodbye then. See, I couldn't hug Rosie, but I can hug you.
And
I gave him a hug.
He receives the hug and hugs you back. And Oswald you just feel a bump like in your back as he bump.
Come here. Come here. And I hug him too.
And you all group hug again. And as you look at Lord Morden and Lord Ivan, they're both smiling at these circumstances. Do you join back with them?
I just say my last words. Tell Rosie we'll meet again. All of us.
I will.
One day.
Of course.
And please keep my house tidy.
Right. Please. Do give me more things to do.
I don't care. Goodbye.
He waves at you, and you then join up with Lord Morden and Lord Ivan as they take you to this wooden building to the side of the Stumbling Knight, which you know is where kind of the Stumbling Knight is like the tavern / inn in Sorenshire, and they keep
I read my notes.
And they but the people watching don't know. Jesus, woman. Not everything's about you. But the inn's rooms are kind of kept in a building to the side, like an adjacent building. And you see there are guards at the door. which move out of the way at Lord Ivan's command, and you are taken to one of the rooms where 4 bodies are on the floor, wearing the garments of the attackers. You can now see the golds and reds of the Soul Empire and the grotesque bronze masks and red scarves and hoods. Lord Ivan then points at one that is very obviously larger than the rest. And he says, "This, Miss Gael, was the one that you defeated yesterday. This large one. I must say, it is quite the feat to have accomplished this."
Don't look at me. I don't know how I did it. I was blind by trying to save my grandfather. He looked like the same size as the others, right?
Now that you think back to it, not at all. In that moment, all that you saw was past him. You kept trying to see past him into the house, and you didn't quite pay attention to what was happening. But he was taller, larger than all the others. And you remember now, while you were running through the town, you managed to also take out another one, and it only took one deep cut of your dagger to bring that one to the ground. But that other one was harder. And Lord Ivan goes, "Please, Miss Gael, if you could remove the mask of whichever one you wish."
I'll remove the one that I killed.
As you remove the mask, you see kind of the bloodless face of the Empire's soldier. The nose is sharp, the ears seem pointed, but not as much as Ellenel's. And the mouth is kind of open, revealing canine teeth. These large canine teeth, like pointed. The throat is sliced apart from your dagger, and around his face the tissue has kind of darkened into an almost rotten green coloration. Lord Ivan goes, "These soldiers appeared faster and stronger than any I had ever encountered. After taking even the slightest wound, they would turn to smoke and leave. And upon checking the body, one would understand why they didn't want to leave their dead behind. Morden, if you may." Morden moves towards the body of that man and begins removing the armor and the clothing off of him, like of the top half. You now see that the musculature in this man is kind of popping out of the body. Dark veins cover the pectoral muscles, originating outward from the heart. Morden then slightly opens the shutters, letting just the smallest beam of light through the window. And as the ray of sunlight touches the chest, the muscles all reduce in size and the blood retracts. The veins retract into the heart. And Lord Ivan goes, "It would seem that they are sensitive to sunlight in some manner, hence the masks and all the wrappings around their body. Aside from that, please, look around their hands and their back." Do you?
I do.
So you go and look, and you can even confirm this by seeing on the other bodies. Their hands are scaled on the tips of the fingers and knuckles. They're these... It's kind of skin-colored scales that seem to be harder than the regular skin. And then as you turn him on his back, on the shoulder blades, you notice 2 slight growths. Like these bulbs that are coming out of their back. And they're kind of stretching the skin out.
Could be wings?
Morden goes, maybe. Maybe they are wings, yes.
Were they Dracula's?
What is that?
I read in a book. What can it be with skill? Future dragons?
I see you have a very fertile mind, Gael.
It's the sheep.
Circle back to the sheep poop. Well, we certainly have no idea what any of this means, and so we are sending the body over to Chasmfall to be looked at. But while that happens, we need to find more of these creatures, these men, and strike at them.
How? Where?
Well, we have the beginnings of a plan. Scouts were out all night yesterday, trying to find a camp nearby. They returned and found nothing but tracks heading south. They don't seem to even be stopping for any rest.
Well, they're not human. I don't think they need to rest.
Correct. But if the Empire has these soldiers at their behest, then our lives are much more complicated, and so we must find out more. We can discuss more of this along the way to the fort. Welcome to the army of His Majesty King Magnus, Miss Gael.
Thank you. I will try to do my best.
And not even a single drop more is asked of you. Now, our troops leave at noon to go back to the fort. Until then, this time is yours. Make sure to grab any equipment you can from one of our quartermasters. Once you do, then join the army outside of Sorenshire.
Okay, thank you.
And Lord Ivan leaves the room, while Morden still stays, and he goes, "Welcome indeed, Miss Gael. You, amongst knights and trained warriors, managed to defeat one of these assassins. You should feel proud."
I'm more confused than proud. How could I kill one of these when trained people couldn't?
Maybe there was something in your life at the farm that developed an instinct you didn't know you had.
Well, since yesterday I kind of feel a little bit weird. I don't know. I look at my hand, and they see like little sparks, like. Bzz, bzz, bzz.
Morden goes, "You're capable of magic."
I guess so. I mean, yesterday I almost died, and something in me just woke up and protected me, like like something that woke up, and I didn't know I had it.
Oh, well, Miss Gael, you will be an incredible asset to the righteous flame with your magic. if you can use it to aid us in winning this war that has been going for far too long, then you will have earned your place by Rauno's side.
Can I ask you, what is this war about?
It seems that if the people, the common folk, don't know, we have not been doing a great job as soldiers. The Soul Empire has invaded us once again. The first of this set of invasions was but a few months ago. The Soul Empire has, they say they have, an ancient claim to this region of the border between our kingdom, Herskellen, and their empire. They say this land should always have been theirs because the people that first founded the tribes that then gathered, those people lived here at the border and walked this close to the border. Egranion the Voiceless, an ancient golden dragon. Are you at least hearing what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, just because since you're doing something else, I just want to make sure you listen. Okay?
I am.
Egranion the Voiceless was an ancient golden dragon of the Age of Dragons that flew at the border and would take in refugees, human slaves from Tazaroth's realm. That is their claim. Their claim is that their people came from here, but that was thousands of years ago, a claim that we don't even know can be true. We suspect there's more to this. I suspect there's more to this, but I could never assume the reason for someone to invade, for someone to start a war, but it is not the first time the Soul Empire has done this. Hundreds of years before today, after the Civil War had ended, they did exactly the same thing, preying on our vulnerability, razing and destroying the city of Kazanfall. They only desire for expansion, Gael. That is what I suspect.
If they only desire for expansion, why burn everything? And most important of all, how did they know me?
Gael, I suspect this attack was not targeted at you. This attack was targeted at destroying the supply line, to Fort Flameshield. Without your farms, without your crops, Fort Flameshield, we will have no food. Aside from that, there was a secondary target. The main focus of their forces seemed to have been around Lord Ivan. Once, Lord Ivan, accompanied by Miss Stonedale, and by myself and others, was well protected. They ran. Not risking their own lives, we only managed to take out 2 of them. And it seems they accomplished their goal. Sorenshire is in ruin. The farms ablaze. Food will be scarce for Fort Flameshield in the times to come. So we must act quickly, lest we feel the consequences of that.
I don't think you are entirely right. They had a goal with me. They specifically called me hair-skellen bitch. So they had something against me.
They have something against all the people from Herskellen, Gael.
Oh. Okay.
See...
Inside check again.
Alright, go ahead. Roll an insight check for me.
11. Again.
I mean, you only see half his face as the other half is covered by that leather mask, but this man is probably, from your experience, he's probably one of the most honest people in the army that you've talked to. And not only that, you can, with an 11, you can see that he has great knowledge of history and of these events.
Okay.
Well, I would advise you to go get ready, Miss Gael.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. And he leaves the room.
I'm going straight to the... What did he say?
Quartermaster.
The quartermaster to see the weapons and see everything.
You approach, and you see this half-elven lady. Kind of has a short white hair, and very, very pointy and large ears. And her eyebrows kind of extend a little bit past the frame of her face. And as you walk in, and you see like this big scar across her face. She goes, "Good morning. Excuse me. We're only giving weapons to the recruits and people that are going to be a part of the army, if you don't mind."
Okay, I want 2 daggers, please.
You've been accepted.
Yes.
All right. And you see her kind of look at Lord Ivan, who is on the stage facing you, but talking to the Baron, and he signals her, and she nods. All right, 2 daggers, and
they should give badges or something.
She goes back and grabs 2 very kind of shabby, regular-looking daggers. It's the best that they can muster, but they are daggers. They have this kind of leather handle. The blade is probably can use a little bit of sharpening, and you see that there's a dent in one of them even. But they are functional, simple daggers, and she places them in front of you. All right, daggers. Anything else?
Do you have anything else?
Do you perhaps want armor?
Okay. I never fought before, so...
What type of... Are you... Well, since you're using daggers, I would assume you'd like to stay light.
Yeah.
Alright. She grabs something from one of the crates behind her and drops it on top of the table. This is leather armor that you may take. And it is not in very good quality.
No.
You see kind of in the shoulder pads, it's ripped apart. Some of the sort of bracer section, for example, feels like really old and used and sweaty leather. But it seems to be all the spares that they have to give right now. Just, spare material that the army was carrying with them in the events that something would happen.
Even though everything looks like shit, Gael is kind of amazed by it because, well, she never saw anything like this, like the amount of weapons and artillery and everything. So she grabs the daggers because she learned how to be humble. And she's very happy. No, she's not happy. Her grandfather just died. She's mildly happy. She puts the daggers and the leather jacket, not jacket,
Yes, the leather armor on. Yeah.
Armor on.
She helps you strap in and fix up the armor as you kind of struggle a little bit to know which part goes where. She helps you. I'm gonna change this up because the city's no longer in flame. There you go. But you're ready. Is there anything else you wish to do here in town before going? Or if you want, we can skip.
Shit. I'll just go to, I don't know her name. Shit. The woman that has a son that it's in the inn, I think.
The woman that has a son that is in the inn.
The Stumble Knight? Matilda Fairweather? Right. Does she have a son?
Matilda has a son, yes, a kid.
Yeah, that's it. I'm going to the Stumble Knight.
Stumbling Knight. All right. So you enter you were there before. You enter the proper building of the inn, and you see now the Stumbling Knight is being used. You know, the tables there's people on top of the tables being bandaged, people on the floor on bedrolls being healed and cured and eating, and some of them even still sleeping, as the Stumbling Knight is being used kind of as a a gathering place for everybody. You looking for the kid?
No, I'm looking for the
Matilda. So you see her helping out bandage some of the wounded. She has this messy brown hair, kind of in a bun, very messy, kind of scraggly eyebrows, round stubby nose, and these deep brown eyes. You approach her.
Hey, Matilda?
Yes, Gael. Hi.
Hi, I just wanted to say goodbye.
Oh, you're leaving?
Yeah, well, with my grandfather's death, I'm looking for a new purpose in life.
A huge wolf died.
Oh, sorry, I thought you knew.
I didn't. That is terrible news. I'm so sorry for you, Gael.
It's all right. I will manage. His last words just gave me some confidence, and I don't feel so bad. I was kind of expecting it because everyone dies. I'm joking.
Matilda looks at you up from top to bottom, and she goes, I see you're wearing armor. Are you going to fight?
I joined the army.
Oh, sweet Gael.
It's all right. I'm going to come back, and I will help you with everything I can. And but for now, I need to do this, and I am not afraid.
All right. Well, I guess I hope we see each other again then, Gael, and I will pray for you.
Thank you. Tell your boy I will miss him, and I will bring him a lot of gifts.
Thank you. I honestly don't know where he is right now, but he was helping people around somewhere, and she's kind of looking for him. And then you see kind of coming through the door carrying a bunch of like loaves of bread, carrots, and potatoes. You see this little kid. He's about like 8-7 years old. Has the exact same like very deep brown eyes, and a messy blonde hair. And he kind of approaches, kind of stumbling his way through.
Hi, Louis.
Oh, hi, Gael. Hi. You're wearing armor?
Yeah, well, I joined the army.
You're going to fight?
I hope so.
Whoa! I didn't know you could fight, Gael.
Yeah, look at this. And I show him the little sparkles on my hand.
His eyes just go wide. What is that? How can you?
I don't know.
Whoa. And Matilda kind of looks at that and, Gael, you can do magic.
I guess I found out yesterday. And I think it's because of this they wanted me to join the army.
That's an incredible gift, Gael. And a very rare one at that.
I know. I've never seen this before. Kind of scared myself. And I looked at Louis. When I come back, I will show you everything I can do.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, no, I can't wait. But be careful, Gael.
I will.
All right, I'm going to feed people.
Good job.
And he walks off with his food, kind of like wobbling. Anything else you wish to do?
No, I'll say goodbye to Matilda. And yeah, maybe it's not a good idea to go check out on Rosie. Unless, would I imagine that she would be in her bedroom? Do I have a way to go to her bedroom without her mother see me?
There's only one way to find out.
I will try.
All right. So you're going off into Rosie's house. She lives a little bit off from the city, from the Sorenshire, from town, but you can reach the place easily enough. As you make your way there, you see this very beautiful, kind of stands out compared to everything else. Like very, I wouldn't say polished, but kind of off-putting wood that seems to have been grown into a house and not exactly just chopped and put in that place. It seems like it agreed with the way that the house was being built. And to the side of it, there's this this tree that kind of goes inside of the roof of the house and then comes out of it as well. And you know this to be Rosie's house, built by her mother Ellenel and her father together, with utilizing Ellenel's druidic capabilities. But nonetheless, you reach the house. You know her room to be kind of on at the top of the house, kind of at the second story. It is a 2-story house. You know exactly the side or the window that you need to reach to be able to enter her room. How do you approach this?
I'm trying to go as stealthy as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And I go around, hiding from anyone that is watching, I guess.
All right.
Especially her mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I will try to climb to the window.
All right. Can you roll a stealth check for me, please? First.
I've been rolling like shit. 18.
All right. You scurry your way through the vegetation, through the brushes. You hop the fence. You lean yourself up against the tree, and you can climb part of the tree to then reach her window. In order to climb the tree, I'm gonna require an athletics check from you, please.
Oh, I have +0.
It won't be too terribly hard.
Natural 1.
Oh no. So you try to climb the tree and you kind of hold off to the first branch and you're fine, and you climb onto the other one. This is like a very thick tree with very thick branches, but you still manage to make the poor decision of placing your foot in one of the thinnest ones as it cracks and you fall onto the ground. And as you yell out, yell that out. Like the windows open on the second floor, and you see Rosie's head pop
like,
out. Gael, what are you doing here?
I wanted to say goodbye.
Shit, what if my mother sees you? I'm dead.
I don't care.
Well, go on then.
Well, goodbye.
Bye, Gael. I'll miss you.
Right. No, I'm joking. I know. And, well, take care. And, I hope I see you again.
Yeah, me too, Gael.
You're not mad at me, right?
I'm not, no.
Okay.
And I've given it some thought. I think my mother might be right. I don't know what I would do if I were to ever have someone's blood on my hands.
I think she's right too. I just really wanted you to come with me. I'm kind of scared.
You're brave, Gael. You can do this.
You know.
And she waves goodbye at you and...
Now go, before my mother sees you. Go.
Okay. Bye.
You leave the house, and as you're kind of hopping the fence, you see on top of the fence, like sitting down on one of the poles, you see this beautiful kind of orange/red furred cat with these like bright green eyes, but this like domestic cat that sits and just follows you with their eyesight, and the tail kind of does the, you know, cat thing when they're hunting or interested in something, moving from one side to another very quickly, and just looks at you.
Is it the same that appeared, or is it smaller?
This is a cat. It's just a regular cat, not like a large feline. It's just a regular cat.
I just look at it from the side and just continue.
All right. Well, you leave Rosamund's house. I suspect you would be headed towards the... Very well.
Army.
Right, you gather your things. You meet Lord Ivan's forces on the road to the south of town. You see them carry their banners high. Some on horses, others are on foot. There are people from Sorenshire among them, young men. You see even the son of the stonemason, John Flintwright, bakers, old farmers. Then on the horses you see Godric and Godwin Blackwood, as well as Sebastian Mercier and Edith Stonedale riding next to them. And then on one of the wagons that is kind of carrying a little bit of material, you see a man waving at you. And seems to be Morden, and he kind of waves you and asks you to join him.
I'll join.
He as you go there, he approaches you, or he invites you to sit inside, and he goes,
Please, Miss Gael, would you do me the pleasure of accompanying me during this journey? My condition won't allow me to travel on horseback for very long, and it is around a day-and-a-half journey until we reach the fourth flame shield, so...
Of course.
Actually, let me confirm the time on that. I just had this epiphany in my brain that might not be the correct time. Yeah, it was correct. Whew, I'm a genius. So you join him on this trip. As you begins moving towards in the southern direction, he kind of begins talking to you. And
wait. First, yeah. I'm going to say, this is the furthest I've been from the Shire.
He goes,
it's Sorenshire, so I can say the Shire.
Good one. He says,
well, I myself am quite a ways away from home here as well. But I've been further than this. Where exactly are you from, Miss Gael? Were you born here?
No, I was not. I don't know where I was born. I was found by Eldwolf a few years ago. I was already. Well, I don't know how old I was, but I was no longer a child, I believe. I was older than a child.
Y- Excuse me, you were found just a few years ago and you were already like this.
Yeah, I don't know where I came from. I don't know what happened to me. I don't know who I am. Um, well, now I know. I'm Gael.
Thank you for trusting me with this. That is incredible. That is astonishing.
It's not really a secret. I think everyone knows. I mean,
And
a child just no, a person just appeared in Eldwolf's life like this, and people had questions.
oh, your I would assume your grandfather perhaps would have. Well, is he even your grandfather?
No, of course not.
Well, I would assume that he would have used that as a cover. But,
Maybe, but I never tried to cover it.
well, people often are too concerned about themselves to even notice or ask, right?
True.
Well, that is incredible. And excuse me if I might ask, where were you found?
I only remember it was a path somewhere in the woods, and it was at night. The sky was very bright with a lot of stars. That's the only thing I know.
That is, well, that is incredible. I do you wish to keep this a secret from the people here around you now, or
No, I don't think so. I'm first, I'm not really good at keeping secrets. Second, I'm I'm proud of my grandfather for doing this, so I I want everyone to know that he is an amazing person, and he adopted me without knowing who I am or if I had any troubles behind me.
right, Miss Gale? I will ask you, however, that you keep this a secret. You realize that if the people here know about this, if Lord Ivan knows about this, you will be taken somewhere where people will look at you, prod you, try to figure out what you are.
Never thought about that.
Right. Maybe you should start thinking like that, Miss Gale. Not everyone in the world is here to be your friend.
Well, until now, I only met people that wanted to be my friend. Or those two over there. And I point to Godric and Godwin. I think it's their names.
Yeah. Oh, well. For now, assume that maybe most of these people around here are a close equivalent to Godric and Godwin. I've gotten used to keeping secrets. It gets you a long way, especially during war.
If I may, can you tell me where you're from?
Of course, I am originally from Morgrand. I lived in the city with my mother and father and with my sister. Then we all moved to Kazanfall. That's where where they reside now. To be closer to me.
And why did you join the army?
I joined the army of His Majesty the King to do as much as I possibly could with my time. Although I may not have the same physical prowess as maybe most of the warriors here, my mind is sound, and I am trained, even though self-trained, in alchemy and healing. I just figured this would be a good way to maybe sustain my family and just not sit around and wait for death.
It's a good way to think. I think I thought that way when I joined the army. I thought, why just sit around and just wait for the same to happen to me?
That's a powerful thought. Not many people are driven into action, especially in the times that we live.
Well, it's good to have a purpose in life.
I have heard you throw that word around a lot, Miss Gael. Are you concerned with what your purpose is, knowing that, or not knowing anything of how you've lived besides your time in Sorenshire?
Well, I thought I wasn't concerned, but my grandfather's last words made me think. And maybe that was the reason I always felt an empty hole in my chest. Like something was missing, always. Even though I was happy, I was very happy. Living with my grandfather, taking care of the animals and the plants. But there was always something missing. And I always wanted to travel, to know the world, to know what's out there, because I don't know anything else besides Sorenshire. And even though my heart is saddened by the death of my grandfather, there is part of me that is kind of excited. There is a burn in my chest that just wants to erupt.
Do you seek revenge, Gael?
I wouldn't say revenge. Maybe. I just want to know why. I want answers more than revenge.
Very well. I will take that into account. Moving on. Hopefully, I will be helpful to you during your time in the army.
You were already helpful, so I believe you will be.
Thank you. Thank you. Being the way I am, it often... There are often people questioning if I should be where I am. If I should be in this position, if I should be helping Lord Ivan, strategizing, if I should be making decisions as well.
And why would you care what they think?
I don't.
Good.
It is just that. If that happens to me, Gael, it will be happening to you as well.
And then I will remember them. Who killed that big guy?
You would do well to do that. Yes, I'm sure not many would challenge you if they knew what you had been through.
How much time is it to
You talk to Morden and you rest. You take a little break from everything, just enjoying the sun as you, or the sun set as later towards the night, you have to make camp. It is a 1.5 day journey for an army to Fort Flameshield. So you guys, everybody moves slower, and people at night start assembling the camp. Soldiers begin like grabbing or putting up tents for the lords, making fires. They start planning patrols as night reaches, and you see kind of the soldiers, and you have like close to 100 moving with you now. Most of the forces of this section are obviously in Fort Flameshield, which is far away from Sorenshire.
we are in the middle of the forest, right?
Right now, you would not be in exactly in the middle of the forest. You'd be kind of in this region has a lot of like low rolling hills, and some patches of forest here and there. But you managed to find like this sort of clearing to set camp. You're given a bedroll, while Morden leaves to assist in assembling his own tent. So what do? Do you wish to go sit with the actual soldiers, or do you want to sit with the people and sleep next to the people of Sorenshire?
Do I know anyone from the people? Do I know like personally, like closely?
Closely, no. You only know Flintright from, just seeing him around town, but nobody here is nobody here is close to you. Nobody that joined the army would be close.
I will sit with the soldiers.
Sit with the soldiers. All right. So you sit down at a fire, kind of this small encampment within the larger encampment. You see these fellas. There's a woman. There's two men, and they're kind of sitting on one side of this fireplace, and then another woman who is sitting on the opposite side. They're wearing plate armor, and they're talking to each other, discussing the attack and what happened. As you sit down, they go, "Oh, are you lost? Are you a new recruit?"
You might say that. Yeah, I'm a new recruit. Hi.
Welcome to His Majesty the King's army. Do you perhaps want some sausage?
Oh yeah, I'm very hungry. Thank you.
And they pass you a little bowl with a little bit of sausage and some stew. If there's anything that we can do to help you, what was your profession?
I was a farmer.
Oh, it's
Farmer.
It saddens me that farmers have to make up the army. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I wanted to.
Oh, well, great. And you see one of the guys goes, "Well, you're more motivated than most people in here, I have to say. It is refreshing to see someone like that."
Well, I killed one of the big guys.
You did?
Yep. With my hands.
They all kind of look at each other, and everybody lets out a collective laugh. All right, Mr. or Miss Farmer Girl, you sure did.
Well, you don't believe me, you'll have to see for yourselves.
All right, I guess we'll see. We'll be paying attention to you.
that one guy that is talking.
Yeah.
I will reach over him. I will look him in the eyes.
Oh? Too close there, greenhorn.
Don't be afraid. Go fetch me that sword over there. And I will cast Charm Person on him.
What's the save that he has to?
Wisdom 12.
I rolled a natural 1. Why are you already messing with my guys? He goes, oh, well, of course, my lady, of course I'll get you that sword. And he gets up and grabs a sword and brings it to you. And you see the other, one of the ladies go, Kenneth, what's going on? And he's like, I'm just fetching a sword for the lady here. She asked nicely. And you guys should be nice to her too. And there's this kind of... His eyes are like just droning around. And they're trying to figure out what happened. Can you tell me what components, like if it's verbal, somatic, charm... What does charm person have?
Verbal and somatic.
So they saw you say those words and then do these gestures that you're not familiar with what you were doing, but as you kind of touched him, but they saw something to go, you can do magic.
Yep.
Then you best watch yourself around here, farmer.
I wouldn't worry about myself.
You see one of the other guys grabs you from behind, kind of on the shoulders, and leans over and he says, look here, witch. We in the army of the righteous flame don't take very kindly to you people. Please, drop whatever you have on my friend.
I will try to release myself.
Alright, roll an athletics check.
Oh shit, that's my worst. 14.
You manage to release yourself from his grasp as he then takes out a sword, and they all take out their swords and point them at you.
Relax, I'm on your side.
Drop, my friend.
I will drop.
What was that? You were in my head.
That's for you not to mess with me.
Nobody was messing with you.
You were laughing.
And we can't have a laugh now.
Nope, not about me.
And the woman goes, you come here into our camp, we offer you our food. And you, a farmer girl, you expect us to instantly believe your great accomplishments? What's wrong with us laughing and not believing you the first time we meet you?
If I am here, it's because I deserve to be here. I was invited. I'm not here because I just listed. Right now, we are all on the same level. So,
we're not on the
next
same
time,
level, witch.
We are.
I'm your captain, witch. And I will ask you to remove yourself from this place right now.
Okay.
And the woman signals everybody else to draw their swords or to sheathe their swords. And they're all just looking at you and passing or around where you're moving now as you kind of try to remove yourself from this situation. You see Sebastian Mercier kind of laughing, and he goes, "You're already making friends, Gael. So nice to know."
I don't really like army people.
Yes, and we army people don't like you.
I guess we're on the same page.
Mm-hmm. On the same page, indeed. Let's see
And
how
I'll
long
go-
you last.
Longer than you, I believe. And I'll go sit on the farmer side of the people.
All right, you go sit with people from Sorenshire, and again, food is given to you, and your bedroll is.
I still
placed.
have my sausage.
You have that sausage in your hand. You have that sausage. All right, and you join it up with the food that they give you, and it's a much kinder and more understanding space. But as you all kind of begin thinking about going to sleep, Morden approaches you, and he says,
Miss Gael, if you could please just give me a moment.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Alright, so I've heard that you've already been casting magic around the camp.
Yeah. No one told me that they don't like magic.
Right, I realize that this is maybe my fault. So there's something you must understand about people, the more humble people of Eskellen. It is a part of our history that we had a civil war against a group of mages hundreds of years ago. The people are still recovering from that, even though magic is accepted and there are schools in the largest cities. The people from the older places and parts of the kingdom are still recovering from it. And those that are more pious, more faithful to Rauno and more faithful to the righteous flame, they tend to not see magic in good eyes. And it is not that they will... Well, it's not that they will mistreat you for being able to cast magic, especially if you're on their side, but when you use that magic on them, in front of a captain...
It was an innocent, charming spell.
From what I understand, you influenced the mind of one of our soldiers to bring you a sword.
It was just to show them. For them
Well,
not to laugh at me.
But I know that you are unaware of this, and perhaps, once again, you will need my guidance in this, but can you please put yourself in the place of this soldier? Imagine that someone takes hold of your intentions, of your mind, of your perception, and makes you do something you weren't even aware you didn't want to do. How would you feel if someone controls your mind, even if just for a second?
If it's harmless, I would be, oh, cool.
Would you not be scared if you've never seen that before? Scared of that person, if you didn't understand what it was?
Now I wouldn't, because now I understand.
We have a lot of work to do in this area, I believe, Miss Gael. Either way, I would advise you not to utilize your magical capabilities on the good soldiers of His Majesty's army.
Well, now I know. They all shed their pants.
Miss Gael, it's not for their safety. It's for yours.
Tell me, do you know if I'm the only one that can use magic in this camp?
You are.
Oh shit. Okay.
The army of the Righteous Flame, and especially the people at Fort Flameshield, are especially proud. There have been great efforts to not call the Drauguri to our assistance and to help in the front lines. If we ever ask our mages to come here, then perhaps we will invite a larger attack from the Soul Empire. So, due to the pride of this army, as well as potential extra consequences, we are relying on faith and sword to eliminate this threat.
Okay, just a very important question then. If we find any Empire army people, Empire soldiers, can I use magic?
You can.
But they will know they have mages among us. No, we have mages among us. Among us.
They will not know if they're dead.
Right. That's very smart.
Cover your tracks, Gael. Alright. There's something else I wanted to talk to you about. Tomorrow at first light, Godwin Blackwood is supposed to lead a small party of 3 and move ahead of the army's soldiers. I want you, Gael, to join this party. You would be moving straight south, past the fort line and into the savannah and into the desert after. Your goal would be to find the forward camp that was used to station the enemy forces that attacked Sorenshire. This is the best opportunity I can give you for answers and for revenge, if there is a part of you that really does want it.
Am I going with one of those?
I will make sure that none of those soldiers go with you.
Okay, thank you.
But are you up for this task?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
I also feel like this might be a good idea to just get you out of the camp for a little while. Maybe if you return with a victory, maybe the soldiers will come around to you. I also ask you, Miss Gael, that you search that camp. You should, if you find anything of worth, bring it back to me.
Okay.
All right. I will. The discussion will begin at first light. Join us there, and I will pitch the idea of you joining.
Okay.
All right. Have a good night, Miss Gael.
Thank you. You too. Morlun.
It's more than. It's more than. It's not hard, honey. It's more than.
More than.
Okay. It's not hard.
More than sullen.
Yes, Morden Sullen.
So
Sullen is his last name.
Morlun.
You fused it. All right. So, did you go to sleep?
Yes, I need to recover my first level slot.
Your first level charm person. All right, that was dangerous, honey, but well navigated. So now you've learned.
I would fight them all. I wouldn't.
You and your 22 hit points. All right, so you tuck into your bedroll, sensing kind of the restlessness of everyone around. But eventually you do fall asleep. In the darkness, flashes of fire, of a crumbling house, Eodwulf's face, a war you don't remember fighting, all mesh together and make your sleep difficult. But even through the nightmares, you manage to find your rest. And you wake up in the 3rd of Asari. Now, immediately at first light, you already see people gathering at the center of camp. You see Godwin Blackwood. You see a few other figures wearing the leather armor and like cloaks. You see Lord Ivan, you see Lord Morden, and you see Godric and Sebastian and Edith. This seems to be the meeting that Morden was speaking of. Are you joining?
I will try to sneak in.
All right. You push into the camp, and then immediately as he sees you, Morden goes, Miss Gael, if you could please join us here. And he goes, Lord Godwin, I understand this is sudden, but I feel like I have a better
a better solution for your party. Miss Gael here, and he places his hand on your shoulder, she has exhibited magical capabilities, and she has defeated one of the soldiers, bare-handed, and it was one of the larger ones. She might have inside information on how to fight them, and at the very least she can help you better than any of the men here.
Immediately, Sebastian goes,
She has also used her magic to influence one of your soldiers. Do you think perhaps it is wise to send her? Is there not a risk that she will turn on her comrades?
And Godric immediately says,
You're sending a farmer witch with my brother? She could be a liability.
And Godwin immediately goes,
Oh, don't be such a baby, brother. I can fend for myself, don't worry. I'm not a baby, alright?
And this is like one of the first times that you've seen kind of Godwin speak, really. Godwin has always been kind of the more silent type and very, very observing. And he gives you kind of... Actually, roll an insight check for me.
Insight. 16.
He gives you... There's something in you that gives you a kind of a bad feeling about him. That maybe his silence was not because he was bad at talking, but maybe because he chooses his words very carefully. And the way he looks at his brother, the way he looks at everyone, there's not like a single part of his speech that doesn't look very cared for and intentional. And from what you know of Godwin has always been Mama's boy. Godric very much reminds you of Aelfric, his father, the Baron. But Godwin was always around his mother. And he's kind of he was the more silent twin.
I just wrote, I don't like Godwin.
And he then goes,
But alright, I'll accept this protege of yours, Lord Morden. But let's consider that perhaps you'll owe me one for taking in your apprentices.
And Morden goes,
She's not my apprentice at all, Lord Godwin. She can fend off for herself. I merely suggested her because I feel she is up for the task. Do you not agree with me, Miss Gael?
I do. From what I see here, I'm a good addition.
And Mercier goes,
Oh, and she's confidant as well.
Bandit!
This is going to be fun.
Godwin then looks at you.
All right. So, are you ready to leave then, Miss Gael?
I am Mr. Godwin.
You'll address me as Lord.
My lord.
Progress. Incredible. All right. Let's leave. And he signals to one of the scouts, or these people that were like wearing, the cloaks and hood. He signals to them to join you, or to join both of you, as then hops on a horse and begins moving on down south immediately. All right. So, you're moving south with him?
I need to go with them, right?
Yeah, I'm just asking.
Okay, yeah, I'm going with them.
Just confirming that you're sticking to the rules, I just want to know. Anyway, let me switch something off here. There we go. You begin going on your horse or your horses, and as you travel through the region, you see that the grass kind of slowly become more scarce as you kind of get into this more savanna-like environment. The more you progress, you're going to be traveling for around 2.5-3 days. So I'm going to need some rolls here, honey.
Yeah.
So for the first day of travel here, I'm gonna need you to roll a d6 for me, please.
5.
A 5. No trouble on this first day. You follow the tracks with that scout kind of leading you. You eventually know his name. His name is Vince Rory. And he seems to be to have been part of the army for a few years now. He's quite the experienced scout. And you guys walk on through the first day until you have to then make camp. He expertly picks out this kind of jutting out rock that gives you a little bit of cover underneath it, and hitches the horses, and you all sit down for camp. And Lord Godwin is, during the travels, he's been mostly silent. But then at night he turns to you and says, "So, Miss Gael, I obviously have seen you around Sorenshire. Why have you joined the army?"
I was asked to.
"Oh, only invitation. And could you have not said no?"
I could, but I had nothing else to do.
"So
there.
you're in the army out of boredom?"
That and trying to get some answers too.
Answers. Interesting. And what are these answers that you seek? What answers to what questions?
Mostly, why did he kill my grandfather? Why did he try to kill me?
Oh, darling, I can answer that question. You are both living in Herskellen. That's reason enough for you to die at the hands of Empire soldiers, is it not?
Maybe.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't want to make your reason or your goal or your life's objective to seem meaningless. But it seems like whatever answers you're seeking regarding this, quite simple and obvious, which only proves and attests to the fears of my brother and his circle that you might not be where you belong.
We'll see. And I smile.
We'll see indeed, Miss Gael. We'll see indeed. See, this mission is a chance for you to prove yourself.
This might be a chance for you to prove yourself.
Me? I have no desire to prove myself to absolutely anyone.
I can say the same then.
Very well. Then perhaps we have more in common than than I first assumed.
I say nothing. I just eat.
Very well. Good night, Miss Gael.
Good night, my lord.
And he turns around into his bedroll and sleeps as the scout takes watch.
By the way, I'm lying, chat. I'm lying. The answers I seek are not from that. Did I lie well? Was I good at lying?
You were incredible at lying, honey.
Thank you.
But now that you've revealed that you were lying, you kind of killed the suspense, you know?
Oh, no.
All right. So, second day of travel. Now, I need you to roll another d6 for me, please, honey.
A 3.
A 3! I'm gonna need you to roll yet another d6 for me.
A 1.
A 1. Incredible. Alright, so another regular day of travel. You move on through now it's starting to get, be actual savanna. You see wildebeest and some buffaloes even in the distance start to gather and walk towards water. But eventually the night comes and you all find your rest, or you all find your camp. As the fire is set and Lord Godwin kind of avoids any type of word with you this time, and seems to have been kind of just observing the way that you move. Vince kind of goes to you. Excuse me, Miss Gael. I would ask you if you could please take the first watch.
Of course.
Thank you. I am feeling slightly tired today. All right.
Are you okay though?
I am. It is just a common physical malaise of sore muscles and long travels.
Okay.
And he rolls over in his bedroll. I'm gonna need you to roll a perception check for the first watch as the night starts to fall.
Perception.
Perception.
7.
A 7 for perception. All right. Start watching around. It's quite a peaceful night. The stars are, or the skies are clear, and the stars are just give you this mesmerizing show of the sea of light around you.
Oops.
There's some clicking and clacking in the items of your pouch. And then as you finally start kind of drifting off into the drowsiness of sleep, but forcing yourself to stay awake and try to watch past the light, a bolt is fired right at your feet. Another bolt hits you in the shoulder, and as you kind of try to recover from this, you begin hearing rustling around this kind of this patch of trees that you found, as you hear the yells of men that are walking into the camp, jumping into the camp to attack and strike your friends who are still asleep. Gael, I'm gonna need you to roll initiative for me.
Woohoo! 14.
All right, give me a moment.
And I yell, "Wake the fuck up!"
Wake the fuck up! All right. So I'm gonna put you and the encampment around here, and I'm gonna bring out what's just happened. So I'm gonna bring out what you see actually. Okay. First, give me one moment. I'll show the map in a second. So what you see now is coming out of the brush here. There are 2 men there, but you were shot from the front. So let me place this in the battle thing. So 14 is your initiative?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a moment. So those 2. So those 2 are And then this. Okay. And then. Okay. And now, after that, I will roll. Oh, shit! And... okay. So, top of the round. As you are hit with that... first, the surprise attack comes. So, that shot that you took in the chest, you are going to take a total of... that's kind of sucks. You're going to take a total of 6 points of piercing damage as it hits you in the soldier, in the shoulder. Jesus, in the soldier. As it hits you in the shoulder. And they're now going to attack the others. A natural 1 and an 8. Let me see. So... plus 3, that doesn't make it. Plus 3, that doesn't make it. So that sucks. So the first one tries to attack Godwin. He wakes up just in time and rolls out of the way. Now the other one is gonna try to attack the scout. And he does not manage to attack the scout. And as he tries to stab at the ground, the scout also manages to wake himself up. So everybody's safe from the surprise attack. Now comes the turn of Godwin, who rolled a natural 20 on his initiative. So Godwin, being melee with one of these bandits, he's gonna wake up and take out his sword as he goes, bandits, of course. And he's going to strike at one of them with two melee attacks. So with his short sword, a natural 20 on one of them.
Oh my god.
And he's going to strike, and the other one is going to be 6 plus 4, 10, misses. So he misses his first attack and then brings a short sword up to try to stab him in the neck, dealing 8. His short sword pierces beneath the jaw of this man and instantly drops him. As this guy here is now dead. Wait, how do I mark? Well, this guy is just he's just dead. Let's just say he's dead. There we go. He is dead. So that was Godwin's 2 attacks. After his turn, you see coming out of the underbrush, or coming out of like these brushes here in the on the right side, you see this man wearing no hood directing them, and he comes up with another bandit by his side, and it's gonna be his turn. So he can move. He can move 30 feet. So he's gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's gonna move here. And he's gonna throw one of his daggers at you. And you see him pull out a dagger and throw it at you. That's gonna be 12 to hit.
A 12 doesn't hit.
The dagger moves past you. You instinctively roll and dodge. And you start feeling yourself as the first attack misses, and he grabs up another dagger and he throws that dagger at you. That is a 9 to hit.
Fails.
You roll to the side.
I start feeling myself.
Yeah, you start feeling yourself like, you're feeling yourself. You're feeling like you're really in the place, not like touching yourself. That's not what it means.
The guy attacks me. Oh,
that's not
nice.
What it means. You roll to the side and you feel these instincts, this something guiding you to move this way that you're not aware of. You don't exactly know what it is. And then, as he throws his 2 daggers, he goes, "You there, get him! and he points at the other bandit next to him. But now, and he's kind of preparing his crossbow. Gael, it's your turn.
Well, even though I'm kind of afraid, I want to test my powers, my new powers. I tried to run to that guy.
All right.
And I show my hand in this face and cast Shocking Grasp.
All right, go ahead and roll your Shocking Grasp for me, please.
I need to see. This is +4. Ooh, 18.
18 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
So 1d8. I think 1d8 is this one. 3!
3 points of damage to this individual. All right, please describe to me how that happens. You just shove your hands in his face?
I shove my hands in his face, and the electrical charges just go through my arms, and
all right,
and his hair just.
You shove your hands in his face. You see the lightning kind of turn from green to blue as it then reaches into him, and his hair indeed just puffs up from all the static, and he goes, "Ugh!" You see his veins and his neck muscles contract, kind of like he was tased by you. But bitch, fuck, they can do magic. Anything else you want to do?
Oh, he can't take actions right now.
He can't take reactions, no.
Reactions, right. I moved 1 square. Okay, I will try to run away and try to hide in this tree.
All right, you're going to use your cunning action. Is that at level 1?
Oh, no, I don't have that.
You don't have the cunning action?
I'll just put myself in behind the tree.
Okay, got it. You
not trying to hide, but
yeah, you move behind a tree, and try to take some cover there. All right, that your turn?
Yeah.
All right, so that guy is dead. That brings us to the other guy that is going to try to strike the scout here. Again, he after missing the first strike and stabbing the floor, he pulls out a scimitar and is going to go for another one. And with a 9, the scout manages to dodge it again. Jeez, I'm rolling like shit. Damn. Wait, no, that's not even a 9. That's a 6. Yeah, he doesn't hit a 7. He doesn't hit the scout. That's all he can do. So now he's waiting. But then the other bandit, the one far away next to the leader, that was far away next to the leader, it's now his turn. He's going to move closer, but over here, and as he does, he's gonna grab his crossbow and try to shoot at Godwin with advantage granted to him by the order of his dude, his captain. It is going to hit Godwin, and is going to hit him for an impressive 5 points of damage as you see Godwin take a bolt to the shoulder, and he's going to do it again. Shoot another one. Natural 20.
Yes, die, Godwin.
That's 9 points of damage. So that was 5 and 9, right? That I said.
Yes.
To Godwin. Let me confirm if Godwin is still standing.
Oh shit.
Godwin falls unconscious to the ground as those two crossbow bolts hit him in the back. And that's going to be that guy's turn. It's now the scout's turn, who's going to try to strike at this individual right in front of him. Takes out a short sword. That is going to hit with a natural 13. Dealing 7 points of damage.
Woohoo!
he shoves the dagger exactly just like Godwin, exhibiting kind of similar training to him, and then pulls it out. But the scout manages to, or he tries to shove the dagger, but the scout manages to deflect it just so that it scratches out the throat, and he is extremely hurt, but is still standing. This other guard, but that's going to be the scout's turn, and that brings us to top of the round, and that's going to be Godwin rolling a death save. Natural 20. He comes back at 1 hit point. I shit you not. You see him unconscious in the ground, but he seems stable. Holy shit! The first time I roll or that I see a natural 20 death save roll in any campaigns that we've done, and it's me, and it's for a character that you don't like. Anyway, he's at 1 hit point, kind of on the ground groveling. It's now the bandit leader's turn. 10, 15, 20. He moves, runs behind the tree, and he's going to try and strike you 3 times.
Jesus.
With his scimitar. So first 2 attacks. That is a 15 to hit.
It's exactly my armor class, but I will shield.
You're gonna cast shield. So describe how your shield looks as he tries to hit you with his scimitar.
It kind of looks the same as the episode, the last episode.
Yeah.
It's just like a force field appearing. How was in the episode?
You see this as Gael lifts up her hand instinctively to try to block the attack. This amalgamation of greenish smoke forms up in front of her and creates this thick barrier that he strikes, and the sword clings against it, and he's trying to push it past. The second attack was a 17, but with a shield, it doesn't hit. So the third attack is a 7. He just trying to smash your shield, but with your hands lifted, you protect yourself from the attack. That is going to be his turn. Godwin is incredibly hurt, still on the ground. It's now your turn.
I don't know if it's only with spells. If I try to throw a knife at the bandit that is almost dying,
yeah.
Is it at disadvantage?
I don't apply that rule of you having disadvantage if you're melee. You can throw it.
I will try to throw a dagger to that one
Right.
to see if he dies.
Go ahead and roll an attack for me.
The attack is +6. Natural 20.
Well, and you do get sneak attack here as you throw your dagger. So I'm gonna say he was at 2 hit points. I'm gonna say you don't even need to roll damage. He's automatically dead. So you protecting yourself with the shield, you throw your dagger to the other side behind the tree as it just raises the scout's head as he's going down from his strike, and hits the other bandit in the mouth, and he falls down dead. Do you use your bonus action to attack as well? Still?
Oh yeah, I can do that. I couldn't remember. Okay, I throw the dagger, and with the other hand, I try to hit him from below.
An upward slash. Go ahead and roll the attack.
It's 19.
19 does hit. This only deals the dice damage, no modifier.
Yes. Oh, no +4?
No +4 in the damage, just the dice.
2.
You deal 2 points of damage as you slash up his body. God! Fuck! Anything else you want to do with your turn? Want to move?
I'll just say, one less. Focus on the others.
All right. So after you, this guy is dead. This guy is dead. It is the scout's turn. You see him pull out his longbow. Let me to mark this guy as dead here as well. Wait, excuse me. Okay, there you go. Takes out his longbow, and over Godfrey fires it at the other individual. That's going to be a... Let me see. That is going to be a 15 to hit, which hits. And is going to deal... Oh my god. 8 points of damage as
Nice.
it hits the other bandit. It hits the other bandit in the chest, like the kind of the right pectoral, close to the shoulder. And you see him really hurt, and you see him start to kind of look around and start to kind of to move back as it is his turn now.
Oh, no.
And he's like, "Fuck, this is not worth it. Shit, boss, let's just leave." 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. And he's gonna move all the way back here, and he's gonna try and fire a shot at the scout. And with a natural 2, is going to fire over the scout as he's severely hurt. He's at 1 hit point. All right. After that, top of the round, you see Godwin grasp something from his pouch and drink it.
Nice.
He is going to heal for a little bit, but he is hurt and he can't get up. And it's the bandit leader's turn. He's going to try to... he sees his friend leave and he goes, "Shit, fuck!" And he's going to try to shove you. Roll an athletics check for me, or acrobatics, whichever you prefer.
Oh, no. 8.
An 8. Acrobatics?
Yeah.
Yeah, he pushes you away from him 10 feet as you move there, and you go, "This is not worth it." And he throws a dagger at you as part of his, still part of his attacks. This is gonna be a cocked. Oh my god! 9 to hit. So
No.
misses. As he shoves you, you kind of roll with it, and the dagger goes above you, and he's gonna start running. You hear Godwin say, "Don't let this filth escape," and he's ordering the scout to attack. All right, Gael, it's your turn.
Okay, I need to get up, right?
Yeah, you do.
It's half of my movement.
Half your movement to get up.
I get up and I try to, go as further as I can. And I throw a dagger on the one behind the leader.
All right.
The one it's on 1 hit points.
All right, this is going to be at disadvantage because he's beyond the 20 foot of range of throwing a dagger. To be fair, so is the bandit leader, so it's the same. If you want to throw a dagger, it's going to be at disadvantage.
Okay, then. Wait, what are? Shit. Can't do anything then. Wait. I wanted to. I don't think I can. Mage hand is only 30 feet.
Right.
I want to try to grab 1 foot so he falls.
With the mage hand? Okay, give me a moment. Let me analyze the situation for a second, okay? Mage hand. Let me take a look here. You want to mage hand him in the foot. Technically, your hand can't attack. And this would be kind of considered as an attack.
Okay. I will try, even at disadvantage, I will try to attack the leader.
Alright, attack the leader. Got it.
A natural 20 and a 14. 14 plus 6, it still hits.
Yeah, that's going to hit the leader. Go ahead and roll damage on that. This is going to also be your last... Wait, no, you now have 4 daggers.
I still have another one.
You have 4 daggers now.
Yeah. 2.
2 points of damage.
2 plus 4.
So 6 points of damage. All right.
And I'll try again.
All right, go ahead.
Shit, a 1 and a 3.
The other dagger is lost. Ugh, fuck! But you hit him. He is hurt. All right.
Finish him.
So now it is the scout's turn. He's gonna try to hit the other guy with his longbow. With natural 18.
Nice.
And the body of the other bandit drops. And now we go back to the top of the round. And it is Godwin first. He takes out his longbow and he goes, "You messed with the wrong people today, bandit." And he lets go of an arrow. That is going to be not enough, I don't think.
Oh.
Let me see what the bonus of this of our boy Godwin is. No, +4. His first attack with the longbow misses. He's gonna throw another attack.
Oh, he has another one.
Natural 20.
Nice.
I have rolled like 3 or 4 natural 20s today.
And all for the same guy.
And all for Godwin. This guy is blessed by the gods. You have to like him. So that is almost max damage. That's 7, 14, +2, 16. That is a 1 fucking heavy hit.
Godwin, how do you want to do this?
Myself. How do I want to do this? Wow. As the hit strikes him, I'm gonna say, since it was a pretty heavy hit and he's now very hurt, he tumbles across the ground and falls only 10 feet. And he's kind of trying to drag himself through the ground to be able to escape you. At this moment, Gael, it would be your turn. Coming out of kind of the initiative order, seeing this man hurt and alone, what do you do?
Do I still have only my movement, or can I go there?
You can go there if you want. He's extremely hurt.
I just go past him. I grab my knife, my dagger. I go to him and I remove my dagger from him.
Please. And he's got like blood on his mouth. Please. You were only looking for gold.
You looked in the wrong people. You'll never look for gold again. Next.
You finish him off?
Yeah. Hey, I need to prove Godwin that I'm something, even though he doesn't know I need to prove.
What happened to that all that talk of why do you care? That brings us out of combat as you finish off the bandit leader with a strike of your dagger in his throat. You look back at Godwin and
no. I'm not looking at him.
Oh, you're not looking? Okay, I was just saying that you see him smile when you do that.
Okay. But I try not to...
Yeah.
Not to look.
But with the end of this fight comes also the end of today's session. As you have defeated these bandits that were chasing you. Well done, honey. That was very fun. Even through our sleepiness and that initial rough patch, I think you're role-playing kind of like Gael's not knowing what the fuck to do because she was a farm girl. I think you're doing that pretty well. The whole situation with the party that was, with the army, that was really cool.
Thanks. I had no idea what I was doing, but
hey, that's good that you don't have any idea because Gael didn't either.
Because Gael doesn't like guards and army people because they usually are very they're very arrogant.
Yeah, where you're from, especially. Yeah, where Gail's from, especially.
So she never liked them, and she won't like them now because she's in the army. So
True.
I still want to keep the distance between them.
All right.
And if they see that I am powerful, they will respect me, because humans respect what they don't understand. No, they try to kill what they don't understand. Fuck.
You're very wise, honey.
Thanks.
You're very wise. So, in case, for the people that haven't noticed, honey, could you please tell, where did you take that level that you got at the end of the session? Can you repeat that for all that didn't know?
So, Gail started as a rogue, and she took a level in sorcerer with the subclass dormant divinity. No, yes, dormant divinity, which is a subclass created by our beloved DM. And you'll see what I can do with it.
All right.
In future sessions.
Awesome. We just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that there's a level in sorcerer. That's why there's a shocking grasp. Anyway, if there's anybody in the chat that wishes to ask any question, you may do so now. If not, it is. If not, we will call it a day. So I will make a countdown of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Your time is up.
Your time is up. All right. To Trash Tunes, who rated us on Twitch, thank you very much for the raid once again. To everybody that watched and stuck around, even if it's just for a little bit, we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Once again, if there's any questions that you have, you can ask either here or in the YouTube comment section. Obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube, we are doing this in order to help people learn a little bit more about D&D, about this tabletop role-playing game. If you want to understand the combat that just happened a little bit ago, I recommend also checking the first episode, obviously, where we kind of go through the combat portion a little bit slower. So what you saw today here in this episode, and especially with the casting of spells, and the first casting of Charm Person, which is a spell that allows you to make someone instantly your friend and kind of suggest they will be more open to your suggestions. This first casting of magic is not too complex, but as soon as we kind of reach a point where we have a lot to manage with magic, we will explain it, and hopefully on the next episode there will be a little bit of time to do so. But today we were kind of in the middle of this really intense kind of a section of combat, and so we're taking it there. But if anybody has any questions, obviously you may ask, and we shall explain.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you once again for all the support, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.